Greetings to my divine moon tribe. It is I, Michelle Infinity, and I am here and this new moon in Aquarius to bring you a message about integrity and what it means to have the concept of integration in our lives. So we'll talk a little bit we'll do a little wisdom talk about this integration, and then we'll have another video that does the meditation where we are going to actually play with the concepts that we learn here and be able to practice and bring those parts of us that are misaligned inside of us. So let's first talk about Aquarius and the energy of Aquarius, which one of my favorite signs in the zodiac. There is Aquarius rules community, and the whole, the needs of the many being more important than the needs of the few. So it's about being of service to this greater community, and also understanding community in general, understanding people. It's a wonderful sign about the collective efforts, and it's also where we're going as an age. Like as we talk about, we came from the Piscean, this biblical age, that patriarchy, right, where it was like, I heard this phrase the other day, sage on a stage, and versus like a global consciousness community that we're really evolving into. So that Aquarian age, so mastering the lessons of Aquarius is big stuff. So I welcome all of you to do research on that and understand what that is. So the new moon is in Aquarius itself. So some of you might be feeling like you're getting to understand what community means to you and your own concept of how you interact with your communities as well. And maybe there's limits there that you have to integrate. So integration on an inner level is really about the parts of the self, the inner feminine and masculine parts of ourselves, and bringing them into wholeness, the ego and the soul, and bringing it into a place where the ego serves the soul, where there's an integration. The inner child needs to integrate into the adult self and be of service to it in order to be a whole person. So there's not parts of you that are shadow acting and sabotaging and causing disarray in your life, basically. So in order to do that, and let's talk about that for a second. So the shadow and the disarray in your life that shows up, it's all a reflection of what internally needs to be integrated. So it'll play out through other people. So we'll have these other people in our lives that are actually, we carry around in our own vibrational field, our vibrational frequency, and they need to be integrated into ourselves. So they will feel separate. Well, let me try to explain this in an energetic way. So when we perceive them or think about them, we will feel them with us, but we will also perceive the separation between ourselves and them, which is not necessarily the way that it is if you wanted to think about life as an energetic, connective, integrative, threaded force where everything is connected, and everything is love, which is basically a way to perceive reality. We have two choices. We can perceive our lives like nothing is a miracle, or we can perceive our lives like everything is a miracle and everything serves your growth. And the wind really likes that right now. So if we're perceiving our lives in the highest vibration, this cosmic consciousness vibration, which is really this way of integrity, of integration, then we are seeing everything through the eyes of love and through forgiveness, knowing that even when things are in disarray in our life, the truth behind them is that they're serving our highest good. So let's bring this back into the microcosm, into people. So the people that show up in our lives, that emulate the parts of ourselves that need to be integrated, they show up, and when we think of them, when that wounded child or whatever part of yourself, your ego perhaps, is thinking of that person, you'll feel them connected to you because you'll be connected through like a negative association, and they'll feel separate from you. The key, in order to integrate that energy, and in order to integrate that person, is through gratitude. Okay, so it takes a shift in perspective in order to see that state of being, that person, that soul, that situation in your life, and look at it and trust that what it's teaching you, what it taught you, is in service to your highest growth. That shift from seeing something as separate outside of you to looking at it with a gratefulness, with a grateful heart, brings that energy that's fragmented outside of you into your being. It brings it into your heart, and it's wholeness. It connects you to yourself in that way. So it connects these things that we look at as outside of ourselves, that are, we're frustrated at, or that demand our attention in a way that's like negative, as opposed to like opening our hearts and honoring them. Because really, that's one of the keys to having a happy life, is to feel like your life is a gift, and that everything that you have is a blessing. And some of us, all of us, I think, go through our lives wanting more. And that's awesome too, especially us transformational folks. Transformation is a gift. But in order to be happy now in this moment, it takes that integration. It takes that gratitude for however life is showing up, to know that it's all for the good, that it's a lesson for wholeness. I hope this serves you. Aho, namaste. And so it is, in love, light, and warrior spirit. I am Michelle Infinity. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. I'll see you in part 2 for the meditation. May your journey be blessed.